right as it, I mean, like 2 cranks in. These are chunky little old fish. But they look that, I mean, just solid.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are here in the garage and another OG video for you this week. Just wanting to go over today the rod, reel, and line setup that I use for the new Rapala OG Rocco. I think, you know, that this just always seems to be something that's great information for you all, something that I know I'll get asked about, and these are definitely the answers to that. Not a lot of variance, to be quite honest. From slim and slightly different from tiny, but not by a whole lot. And that's, I mean, my crankbait system, what I fish my crankbaits on, it's pretty standard. You know, I don't vary it a whole lot based on individual baits or anything, and that should be good news for you all out there. But for my crankbait fishing, and OG Rocco definitely falls into this line. That Bass Pro Shops cranking stick, that is my go-to. It absolutely is. And this being a bait that is a shallower bait, it runs about 5 feet deep, and it's, for me, a lot of times a target-oriented bait. I'm going to go with that 7-foot medium heavy action and that cranking stick. That's the size that I like for being able to make little short cast into that cover and be able to get a fish out of it with that medium heavy action. Some people may say, I know I hear this sometimes on this rod. It's like, man, a medium heavy seems like a lot for a crankbait, but it's just not. The way that this rod's built, that medium heavy is, to me, it has the perfect amount of flex, perfect amount of bend. But 7-foot, medium heavy, and then you go to the reel. Same reel I use for basically all crankbait fishing that I do. Anything from a really shallow bait, a lipless bait, to a DT10, a DT16, even a DT20. I can fish them all on this exact same reel. That's a Johnny Morse Platinum reel, 6:8:1 gear ratio reel is what I throw my crankbaits on. And I think that uniformity for me is a good thing in that, because I know it doesn't matter if it's a bait that runs 5 feet deep or 15 feet deep. I know how fast I'm turning the reel handle, I know how fast the bait is moving, and I know exactly how everything should feel. So that's why I like keeping that speed of the reel the same. And then for my line, it's always going to be fluorocarbon, always going to be that XPS fluorocarbon. That's excellent line. My go-to, even with this square bill, is 14 pound. That's what I like to start off with. If I'm fishing a place that doesn't have a lot of cover and I just really need to get that bait a little bit deeper, I will drop down to 12. But 14, that's my place where I'm really happy, really comfortable with it. On the flip side of that, if everything I'm fishing is like 2 foot deep, 3 foot deep, and really heavy, really nasty cover or extremely big fish, I'll go up to 17 to keep that bait a little shallower and give myself a little bit more power, especially if those fish are around a lot of heavy wood, whether that's cypress trees or dock post or whatever it may be. If those fish are in really, really nasty cover, and a lot of places where I'm really nicking my line up, I'll absolutely go up in that line size. And that's, again, if those fish are just, if they're this deep, I'm able to go to a heavier line and keep that bait shallower and, and be able to get those fish to bite on that same bait if that's the action that they're dialed in on. So, super simple. I love that cranking stick. I have caught a lot of fish on it. I've caught a lot of big fish on it, and it's paid a lot of bills here around the Defo house. So, no reason to change with this bait. Hope this video helps you pick out the right rod, reel, and line setup when you go to fish OG Rocco.